tight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by BlackRifleCoffee.com. Welcoming in the new year, little Ohio State tea. Little Ohio State tea, Jabes. Anybody who's watching the video show on YouTube can see my glory. We won. We won again.
Of course.
Urban's last game, Rose Bowl.
Gosh, he seems so...
Oh, boy.
He seems so happy.
No, he wasn't. You know what? And the weird thing is neither am I.
At the end, no, he wasn't. He seemed just like, I'm good. I'm done.
Yeah.
We did it. We won. I gotta go.
It's one of those things where, look, I host the sports show on Drinking Bros Sports, obviously. I told everybody about the house on Ohio State, which I did as well. And the spread was 6.5. We were up 28-3 with 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 28-3 for those of you at home. If you're saying to yourself, man, that number sounds familiar. My Atlanta Falcons blew a 28-3 lead as well.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. Blew the spread, blew everything. Same with this Ohio State game. So when Urban accepted the trophy and did the interview and all that shit, two reasons why he was unhappy. I think he genuinely hates ESPN as much as the rest of us do. Mm-hmm. And they bashed the fuck out of him all year. And I think that played a big role in Ohio State not getting into the college football playoffs. Because let's face it, we finished with the same record as Oklahoma and we beat two top 10 teams. They didn't. We finished 13-1. You can't do better than that. The other thing was blowing a lead that big when you're smashing a team and that your team just looks lifeless, like bored in the second half. And this happened with the Clemson and the Alabama game the other night. Is how are you satisfied, fully satisfied? Yeah. You know, they should have just put their foot on the gas and blew them out 48-3. I guess then you start to feel bad. So I don't know. I just, to me, it was a perfect summation of Urban's career at Ohio State, where you had so much talent, probably could have won every game by 50, 60. And then, you know, you let these teams hang around. You just kind of look bored and lifeless the second half. And I think some new blood in there will help put their foot on the gas a little more and say, hey, guys, let's go 70 every game, which is kind of what you need to do in college football these days. So when he accepted it, it was more of like a foregone conclusion of like, we won. Great. I'm retired now. Fuck off. I'm done with your interviews. I'm done with your stupid shit.
He Avicii'd.
Yeah, he did. And his wife after the game was just like, I hope he's done. Because they were asking everybody, obviously, like, hey, is he really done? Is he really done?
Like, really?
All
give me one little
All the
wink.
players said no. He'll probably be back coaching somewhere, in which I agree. He's a junkie.
If he feels better, if he gets himself well, then he's just sitting around healthy. He'll be like, hello.
So a lot of people, when he left Florida, because he was having heart problems at Florida, which is why he left, and made fun of him for that, with like, oh, he faked a heart attack to get out of there. No, I think he was genuinely, I think he stresses himself out so much that it causes these health problems, mm-hmm. and that it's the only thing that he can, a lot like the Avicii thing, for real, where it's just like,
it doesn't need to be that stressful. Just like play the game, like play the show and then like hang out. Do you know what I mean?
Look, in a way though, I get it, where you're trying to strive for perfection in something. And look, man, I've been stressed out on these movies and some other shit where it's like, you've lived through it, where you're just like, dude, please don't make another movie this year or something, for real. And I think his wife feels the same way. And I think he genuinely left Florida because he was unhealthy. Mm. Took 2 years off or whatever it was. Felt healthy again and was just like, fuck this. I'm sitting around the house and I want to go back and coach again. I think probably the same thing's going to happen with this, where, 2 or 3 years down the road, he's going to start to feel better because he's not coaching, but then he's going to want to coach again and then come back and then something bad's going to happen.
Right.
I hope that's not the case.
You know how I keep my stress level low They just don't strive
for anything.
No, I mean, just not. I strive for like, okay. You know what I mean? Passable. And you guys, that's the way I keep an even keel.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers that are trying to do things well.
Yeah, I know.
That's going to be your downfall.
I know.
And it's going to be real hard.
Yeah.
That is.
I
it's
really,
like the
really
people,
feel it.
It's the successful people in life that like, they don't have a lot of time for like fucking around, right? Because they're trying to fucking build their empire or do better or strive for the best. And then it's us motherfuckers down here that's like, you need to enjoy life, dude. You gotta just like sit back, look around, live in the moment, right?
Gross.
Because we don't strive for that perfection.
Sure.
And so, we're happy.
I know.
Just dumb and happy, huh?
And
Isn't it great?
I see people like that who are just dumb and happy, and I'm like,
listen, but what's the right answer?
I don't know.
I don't
know the right answer.
Okay, because then you die of a heart attack.
Yeah.
And you never reached, which you guys are always, you're striving for this top of the mountain, and you always push the top of the mountain farther up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never are like, there it is. Okay. You will always. So it's like, at what point are you enjoying it? Well, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is.
I thought about this actually, and
we've talked about it before, but
we have, but not to this extent. So I get a text from my buddy, and look, typically I don't out people who text me or any of that stupid shit. How people screenshot texts or whatever. But I'm gonna actually shout out my friend who sent me this text last night, late, and it was a buddy of mine, Phil C's, and he was like, "Hey man, I just wanted to thank you for like continuing to push the boundaries of comedy and content." He's like, "I honestly feel like it's probably you guys, Drinking Bros, your Ross Patterson Revolution, Bill Burr, Joe Rogan, and that's about it in this field, who are constantly, or maybe Dave Chappelle, I think he said, who are just constantly pushing the envelope and going hard despite what everybody else is doing and how politically correct the culture's become."
Right.
And I said, "Thanks, man. I feel that I've made a conscious decision the last couple of years between the books and the podcasts in particular to go as hard as I possibly can or want to. We're not doing it for ratings. This is just who we are, and we like to do this shit." But when I sat back and thought about it, sort of the happiest I've been it's probably been books and podcasts.
Right.
Because books don't cost anything to do. It's free. I don't need a budget or approval or anybody like above me to say this is right and wrong or whatever. Certain instances, Matt's book does, like, that's Penguin, and that's a big deal and all that shit. And we're getting a lot of notes, and it's like, ugh, I look at these notes and I'm like, fuck off. I don't want to take them anymore. But podcasts and my own books, like the St. James Street James books, I don't. And that's probably the happiest I am when I sat back and thought about it, because I don't have to bow down to anyone above me. I don't have to listen to notes. The only notes that I have in my life are my own or ours, because you chime in with thoughts on how the shows are going and all that stuff. And Drinking Bros is the same way. Like, there is no notes on that. So those are probably the happiest I've been in a case of striving for perfection. I don't think anything I've done ever in my life is perfect. Therefore, at least I always have something to shoot for, goal-wise or whatever, to try to make either the perfect show or the perfect book or
that's what I'm
movie.
Talking about.
Movie, I don't know that I could ever achieve the perfect movie, simply because I don't know that there will be enough money to do that. You'd have to get to a Tarantino-like level,
right,
to make crazy shit. And even then, look, there's a lot of studios that say, hey, we're only doing this for X amount of dollars, so figure the fuck out.
Right.
Because I'm sure you'd like to line your movies with, Rolling Stone songs or something like that. But
sure. To Phil's point, though, about continuing to push the boundaries and not letting this politically correct stuff set you back. Comedically. Well, I think our idea is that we're going to try and weather the storm, in that we do feel like the wave will crash and level out.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And if you are, if you just stay in the middle, if you weather it, basically, you can come out on the other side. And you've still stayed the same, and everyone else has kind of calmed down a little bit. But if you try and change, if you're trying to change to be politically correct or fit in with the time right now and the craziness,
right,
you will lose everything.
That's what I feel like.
You will lose your edge. You will lose your audience, and you see people doing it.
And to go back to episode 1 of this show, the very first episode, when we said, why are we doing this show? This was why. Because there isn't anything out there where you can be as non-PC. I mean, to a certain regard, Bill Burr is like that, yeah, and Rogan. There's not very many of us, I should say, who are still doing whatever the fuck we want, saying whatever we want for fear of backlash and anything else. And that's why we started this show. And I think you're right. I also think the other thing that needs to change comedically is to get out all of these old voices and usher in new ones. Podcast-wise, I think that's happening.
Right.
I think it's the new world order is taking over. With Drinking Bros, us, Rogan, those guys, like, podcasts are starting to dominate that world, and it's pushing aside movies and shit like that. Like, I saw this Judd Apatow post over the weekend for Louis C.K.'s set.
Okay.
Somebody recorded, Louis C.K. did another pop-in gig in New York City.
Okay.
Somebody recorded it and then leaked the audio of his new set. Mm-hmm. One of the jokes was about the kids of the Parkland shooting. Not the victims, but the kids who were on TV and Congress and all that shit. And he's just like,
what do you say? I would love.
What he said was, why the fuck should I listen to you just because you pushed a fat kid in front of you and saved your own life? And now you're going to stand in Congress and I'm supposed to listen to what your fucking thoughts are. And it got a lot of backlash, obviously, over the weekends. Some of the Parkland victims' family, parents said, fuck you, Louis C.K. and some other shit. And
that's fine.
I get it.
Yeah.
I do understand it.
That's a little like pedophile stuff. Like it's a real touchy.
Yeah.
Touchy.
Yeah. And like there was some oohs and ahs from the crowd. And
but he's always been that way.
Exactly. And not only that, but Louis C.K., as soon as people started, he goes, oh, what? What else can anybody possibly do to me? Take away my birthday?
Yeah.
Because my life is shit and it's over. So who cares what I say anymore?
I'm going balls to the wall. Again, what else can you take away?
So to that, again, it's exactly what you said. That's what Louis C.K. has always done forever and blah, blah, blah. It was the joke in poor taste, maybe. But that's he's
how
a comedian.
He's always been.
Yes.
He's weathering the storm. He's saying, I'm not going to come out and do now politically correct stuff or change my set.
Right.
You guys are the ones that changed.
Right.
So, so take it all away if you want.
Judd Apatow puts out a tweet that just says, completely just obliterated Louis C.K. and just said, fuck you. This isn't comedy. This is hacky and unfunny. And
Judd Apatow's calling Louis C.K. hacky.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
I want to pull up the direct quote so I don't misquote this.
So you don't misquote Apatow?
Yeah.
I guess both of them.
Let's see. I'm going to have to look it up, obviously.
Yeah, but because again, my computer's just it's so slow.
I know. I'm going to pull this up. And again, because I don't want to.
Windows 95.
So here's the direct quote. This hacky, unfunny, shallow routine is just a symptom of how people are afraid to feel empathy. It's much easier to laugh at our most vulnerable than to look at their pain directly and show them love and concern. Louis C.K. is all fear and bitterness now. He can't look inward. So to Judd Apatow, like for him saying this, bro, have you looked at your own Twitter feed for the last 2 years since the election?
Right.
All you do is bash Trump, their supporters, everything else, like half of the country, essentially. So, but now when you're offended by something, now is the time to say this is hacky and unfunny and all this other shit. Like, I mean, have you heard? He's doing stand-up now, Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of it.
Is it all Trump stuff?
It's just shit. Look, he's not a stand-up comedian.
He's not. He's one of those people, it's like that's what he's always wanted to do.
Yes.
And making amazing movies and stuff because it's so easy to him is just not good enough.
No.
He will never be happy unless he could fucking be a stand-up, hang out with the road dogs, get their respect, which he never will. No. They'll hang out with him because they want to get apart.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, it's like the thing of why are people hanging out with you?
Yes.
They're basically on a payroll. He
hey,
doesn't.
Man,
I don't
if
think
I can
he
get a show on
understands
HBO,
that. Yeah,
and that's what it is. And if you can't,
it's like the dorky guy with the car.
Yeah, if you can't look at yourself and say, "Hey, this is why people are hanging out with me," or whatever, and now you're the judge and jury on Louis C.K.
Talk about
one of the best to ever do it. Whether or not this, I think this joke is funny or non-funny, you're gonna bomb.
On brand.
You're gonna fucking bomb, or something's not going to work. And yes, you're right. It's on brand. This is what I've been doing forever. For Judd Apatow, the newfound comedian that he just found his stand-up voice.
Now you're gonna tell
who's
people.
Telling Trump jokes and shit. Like, you're just like every other fucking bullshit comic in America telling Trump jokes. Like, that's the easiest joke. Like,
totally hacky.
Yeah.
Tell a Trump joke.
Boy,
talk about hack.
So, with all of this being said, I think you've got to get rid of the Judd Apatows. I think you've got to get rid of the Will Ferrells. You got to get rid of this old comedy guard, and there's got to be a new era ushered in. Even this Saturday Night Live, I hear it all the time how much it sucks, and it does. And the cast is fucking terrible. There's some good people on there, like Kate McKinnon, and it's mostly girls actually. I like that Ada Bryant chick. Yeah. Cicely
Tyson.
No, it's not Tyson. That's the old black woman. Strong. There we go. But there's a handful of good ones. Blow up the rest of the cast, nuke them all together.
Is that true? Do we need new voices? I feel like the new voices coming up will be politically correct.
I don't think they will.
They're going to be in the wave. Whereas the older voices, not like Judd Apatow, but like Louis C.K. or us or whatever, of like weathering the storm and being like, no, we won't. We will not.
Here's the thing. And when I say new voices, it's not necessarily youth or younger voices coming up. It's people who don't have enough exposure, and now they are. Like Joe Rogan,
Bill Burr.
For his show, Bill Burr, like all these guys. If they don't do podcasts, and Theo Vaughn and Brendan...
then you would never see them.
Yeah, you wouldn't see them.
Well, if you're not listening to podcasts, you don't know who we're talking about, basically.
Yeah, well, their stand-up routines are all over Netflix and shit like that. And it's like, that's the kind of the new world. And you need these, again, voices who are not exposed enough to take over on TV and film. In the case of Rogan, look, his bank account just got leaked for, how much he's making off a podcast a year. He's making $90 million off a podcast a year. But
he's Judd Apatow in a sense where he's a little harem. Like if Joe Rogan likes you, as in the stand-up world, you will blow up. If you get on his show,
and they call it the Rogan effect. By the way, that's a real thing. They call it the Rogan effect. Yeah,
that makes sense. But even as far as stand-up, if he likes you, he'll take you on the road with him. You'll start hanging out in his little group. You'll get on all the little animated Instagram things, and you start to,
like Bert Kreischer, man. I mean, look, Bert was one of the very first people I met in LA, and I love Bert.
Grinding before he started hanging out with them.
That guy, there wasn't a harder working dude.
Totally.
He did like 90 History Channel shows, all that shit. It wasn't a harder working dude.
Trying.
And then he got on Rogan and blew up. And now he's like, I looked at his tour schedule. I follow him on Instagram. I haven't talked to him in, 10 years or whatever it was, 10, 12 years. So I'm not going to shout that we're beef fries. We were friends back in the day, but I'm proud of all of his shit, and it's amazing. All he needed
how hard he
was exposure. Same with Kevin Hart. Again, man, I've credited Kevin Hart for my career and helping me write and pushing me to write and all that other shit. But like Kevin Hart was 15 years of that same grind. And then all of a sudden, boom, one thing happened and he took off. But yes, I think these voices need to come to the forefront.
Not necessarily new voices.
No.
Just voices that have been grinding forever and nobody has been listening.
Yeah. And
they haven't had that Judd Apatow opportunity.
Theo Vaughn, how long has Theo Vaughn been doing this shit?
I think he said it's 20.
Yeah.
So after Road Rules,
right,
he started doing stand-up.
Yeah.
So it's like, fucking how long ago was that? 20
long
years,
time,
I think.
Yeah. And he's fucking
or 15,
hilarious.
Something like that. But the amount that like, all right, stand-up wise, you've paid your dues. And with podcasts, he's been able to get himself out there.
Right.
Not even with his own. He's had his own podcast for longer than even the same time probably as Rogan. But it was like,
really?
You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't know that.
He tried a couple different ones and he had one with a buddy and all this stuff. And then, his podcast didn't even get on the charts till he went on
Rogan. Yeah.
Rogan.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the new opportunity, which I like. So it's like,
do
they need to be out in the Judd Apatow TV world? I don't know. TV's going to be fucking done. It's all going to be Netflix specials and podcasts and YouTube.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So they're ground floor where they need to be. It's just a matter of everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, even finding podcasts, there's people that are in my close circle that don't know how to find the podcast app on their phone. Do you know what I mean? So it's still a fringe in a way.
Yeah. And video too. Like, look, video, we've been pushing Drinking Bros. You know, we started video last year. This show, we started doing video last year, and we're really pushing it now on iTunes and YouTube. And look, our video numbers for Drinking Bros have been insane now that we finally have it.
Right.
Same with ours. Now we're starting to push ours, and it's like, all right, great. This is the new world. It will change, and there will be a tipping point. I don't know when that's going to be, or maybe not, or maybe we're just the fucking rogues and the little assholes, and we'll be here forever, and that's that.
And that's fine, you know. When things get too much exposure, they start to.
What are you talking, Tiffany Haddish? You talking about
a
Tiffany
couple
Haddish?
people in our that we're going to talk about today. I'm talking about a couple people.
Yeah.
Too much exposure will out you as an idiot, or as
Yeah, and we'll get to that. But first, we have some sponsors who pay for this whole shit to be on the air. And to Phil C's, I appreciate the text last night. Yes, we're trying, and I think. A few more years.
From Phil, too. He's a funny motherfucker.
He is, and he knows comedy really well.
Yeah.
Follows comedy a lot, very closely. So
kind of means a lot.
Yeah. It was a nice text to receive. And typically, like I said, I don't out text from buddies. It's just like, hey, cool. But this one was something I wanted to talk about today because when I read it and I knew we were doing the show this morning, I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, I do feel like that.
It's a good little pep talk.
Yeah, it was nice. So is blackriflecoffee.com. You're not drinking it. You're drinking DH.
I'm going.
Daily Harvest.
I'm going Tuesdays.
Does Daily Harvest sponsor podcasts?
No, they sponsor Instagram accounts.
Really? That's weird.
I probably don't have enough. I do need to work on my Instagram numbers.
No, you're fine. I think
there's
you're fine.
one person in the space that I want to beat. By the way,
I'll be that cross to bear on Instagram. I think. At St James. I
need at least 10 because I'm trying to beat this girl in our space that I really hate.
10,000 things. Yeah. What's your handle?
I'm like,
are you at Jessie Wiseman?
Yeah, I'm just Jessie Wiseman.
All right, cool.
So easy peasy. But yeah.
All right. I know who you're talking about.
Right?
Yeah.
She wrote a book.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
about how to not be miserable with your community college photography degree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hear what you have to say. Why? People that write books, like, what? What do you have to fucking offer? Because you take pictures?
Yeah. It's
You're
crazy.
going to tell me how to live my life because you won the lottery by, meeting someone. I hate that when like people's experience that they have had, you know, their great life. It's like me trying to tell you how to get married and have 2 kids and like have a podcast. This is a weird life. I don't even know how I got here, right? But I'm not going to assume that I like know the steps you need to take to do what I do. I do not know. Right?
No, you definitely don't. You definitely don't. You know your way around a kitchen though. You're one of the best cooks of all time. So I will say that. Maybe a cookbook.
Maybe a cookbook, right?
Yeah.
But even then, people are like, oh, where'd you go to school or whatever,
yeah,
right?
For culinary arts.
When you're going to write a book in that way, like a how-to, a self-help, I need to see some receipts.
Yeah.
I need to see some credentials. Because, again, the fact that you took a couple classes at community college for photography is not enough for me.
Yeah.
To listen to what you have to say. Do people know who I'm talking about from this?
No, not at all. Nobody knows. I do.
Okay, good. But anyway,
it's somebody so obscure that it doesn't really matter.
Are they? I think so.
Yes.
They're in the fringes of our space.
I think we all have people we follow individually that no one else knows. And then you compare yourself to them and you assume, because it's Instagram, you know everything about their lives or whatever, that oh my God, everybody must know this. No, they don't. Like that person has 10,000 followers?
Yeah.
Nobody fucking knows.
Okay. I just need to be
330 million people in America. Nobody knows.
We've had personal experiences with this couple, so I just don't like them.
Yeah.
Do you ever follow people
that you hate?
I
stopped doing that, by the way.
Me too. And I stopped following these people.
Yeah.
But I know the last time I checked, she had like 1,000, kept having 1,000 more than me. I mean, she posts every day, but
you have to. That's the way to gain followers.
Is that what I need
and all
to
that
do?
Shit. But I took a sabbatical
from
social media.
Posting every day?
Yeah.
Why?
Just wanted to hang out with you guys, not focus so much on the phone unless it was work. I didn't post. I posted something on Christmas Eve and then not again until New Year's. I just took a full week of like, hey, I'm not going to post anything. Again, just wanted to hang out with family and not deal with shit. Like if I was, if I was on my phone over the holidays, it was genuinely for work and or sports, which is work obviously because of the show. So I didn't want to focus on any of that stupid shit. So I just didn't do it. Surprised you didn't notice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I think you still were, but it was for work. So
well, yeah, but
people kind of worked a lot through this holiday just because it fell on weird days. So it was like, people were back at it.
I know.
Christmas Day.
Yesterday,
okay.
January 1st, I got a million emails and I was just like, all right, I'll sign these contracts tomorrow. Like, fuck. It's still a holiday, I guess. But I worked half the day. Fuck it. Anyways, sponsors. We've got to get the sponsorships. We got a big show.
I'm sorry.
We got a big show. That's why we're amped up about it. Black Rifle Coffee. Here it is for the video peeps. Boom. Bags on bags on bags. K-Cups, bags. Some of the best apparel in the business. Their hoodies are amazing. It's about 70 degrees here in Wilmington today, so don't need a hoodie today. But they're going 2 for $40 right now on blackriflecoffee.com. Their hoodies.
Ooh. I better get a couple more things.
Yeah. Feel free. Use the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. Highly recommend subscribing to their Coffee Club of the Month program. I know I say the same thing of, hey, man, it gets delivered to your house the same date of every single month. Yes, that is true. However, you also get subscribed to their emails. And most companies have shitty emails, or you get too many of them. You don't from Black Rifle. You only get one a month. And in it is codes for like other companies and shit. So you get like promo codes off of other like cool companies and their own where you're like, oh shit, you get like 30% off, 40% off. So they're always offering, and then they do these giveaways that are amazing. So the last one, we gave away a fucking gun safe, Liberty.
What?
One of the big boys. Yeah, Liberty. It was like a $5,000 safe.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And so what they're doing is giveaways once a month. So if you sign up for the Coffee Club of the Month program, you get to enter in these free contests just for being a member, and that's it. So like, dude, two safes we gave away last month.
Dang. 2
Liberty gun safes, which were like $5,000. Again, you can put anything in them if you want, but Amazing. So like that's what you get from that club, which is why it's so valuable, where you're like, all right, is they partner up with cool people and companies all the time. Brendan Schaub, he's got a coffee there. So like if you're on there, you were the first one to get his bags. I mean, they sold out in like fucking 2 days. Yeah. They restocked. Nobody knew how well that was going to do from Fighter and the Kid. But that's what you get, where you're just like, oh, shit. And we're always running into cool people and giving shit away. I mean, fuck, we have a cruise this year, for Christ's sakes. Drinking Bros Cruise.
I'll be on the cruise, y'all.
A cruise, y'all.
I'm in a cruise, which everyone, I hope you come up to me there and remind me of how much I hate hate cruises.
I think you'll
I might like it.
Yeah. You'll like
so
it.
Definitely I might eat my words.
Take that Dramamine though, son.
Does it move like that? I thought it's very steady.
It is steady, but you move, like you feel it, you know?
You feel like this? A little bit?
That's
horrible.
A tiny bit, not a lot. Cruising.
Are you sure?
You'll see.
No.
Next up, we've got ghostbed.com/drinking bros. How do I love thee? I love the fucking ghost bed so much. And they're in every room of the house except for the child's room because he's not big enough. But as soon as he is, I'm getting him one of those fuckers.
Are they going to do crib mattresses?
I know. I wish they did every mattress. And everybody's always surprised. They're like, hey, man, I don't understand what you love about this mattress until they get it.
Get it.
All we get is like thank you notes and all that other shit. Ghost Bed too hit me up and we're just the president was just like, Jesus, man, like our partnership is going really well with you guys, like everybody. And I was like, look, man, I'm going to be honest. Like I wouldn't sell a bed to my listeners because it's expensive.
It's expensive. It's a big.
I mean, look for mattresses, they're on the cheaper end of things.
For sure, in the
as far as
payment
it
plan
goes.
and everything.
Yeah. But I wouldn't tell somebody, hey, man, do this if you weren't gonna get like the best bed ever. I just wouldn't.
It's a really personal thing. It's like buying someone a wallet.
Yeah.
You don't do it.
No.
It's very personal.
But with this, I'm actually going to tell you, dude, go to ghostbed.com/drinking bros. They've got all the fucking deals still up for, I'd said until January 1st. They're going to extend it like another week or two. So it's great. Their bundle packages are amazing. Adjustable beds. They get USB ports and flashlights and all that shit. They're the best doing it. No assembly required. Mattress comes to you in a box. You open it up. Boom. 3 hours later, you're ready to rock. The ghost pillows are amazing. I literally can't say enough nice things about them. $500 off a bundle packages, $300 off a mattress and free pillows. And the pillows are the greatest things on the face of the earth. Go to ghostbed.com/drinking bros and get your deals. No pay program or pay as you go for 36 months. No interest for 36 months on those beds. Amazing. Next up, we've got straightrazors.com.
Ooh, that's a clean cut. Smooth.
That's a little too long, James.
Are you right?
Oh, God. Man, that's intense.
I don't know. In the new year, do we still do it?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
There's got to be a lot of people tired of it.
No.
Or maybe they just skip through.
No, they listen. They listen and they love it.
They listen and they love it.
Again, there's a gentleman on YouTube
that will give you the time code.
On every single video. His name is Gordon Wagner.
Which is a good heads up, too.
Yeah.
Of like, take
Gordon
off the headphones.
Wagner has been doing it on every single video on YouTube, and he tells you exactly which time you say it. So they love it. Straightrazors.com, I love. Finest shaving products in the biz. Their aftershave is second to none. This mustache will be gone shortly in the next couple of days, so enjoy it. Yeah. It's getting thick now, where you're just like, ugh, I'm getting shit in it. I've had it for 2 months now?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good on it. The bet was 2 months, so we're good. Today's January 2nd. I've fulfilled my obligation.
So now we're growing the hair out long, right?
Might go Swayze Point Break. We'll see.
Right, but like I told you, it needs to be a lot longer.
Yeah. Might go Swayze Point Break. We'll see. But it's straightrazors.com. They're the ones that got this beast tamed above my lip. This little dick broom.
Oh, wow.
Huh. Yeah. You're welcome. I try to find new ways to gross you out every day, and I always manage to succeed.
Because is it a dick broom? Now that is if you are what? Homosexual, no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a thinker. Do you want to? No.
Straight razors. Get the razors. Get the razor. The shaving kit. All their products are amazing. Look, just try the aftershave. If that doesn't change your life, it's called Smolder. I'll go fuck myself. I'll stuff a bottle up my ass. StraightRazors.com's got you covered. Use the promo code Revolution for 20% off. That's good all the time. All the fucking time. Now we got a little bit of StrikeForceEnergy.com. Woo! Are the boxes? There they are.
Do we not do Strike?
Yeah, we do Strike Force.
No, I mean, we didn't do it already?
No, we didn't do it already.
Gosh.
We didn't do it already. Where do we? I started picking up bags and shit, and they're all over.
There you go. That looks great.
Does it?
That looks great.
It doesn't. Strike Force Energy is the premier energy drink in the biz. 4 tasty flavors: lemon, ridge, orange, and make America grape again. Nailed it. Boom. Go to StrikeForceEnergy.com. They get a 10-pack, a 40-pack, and a 750 milliliter bottle that rests on your bar top or countertop, so you can just boom, boom, pop a couple squirts in and go. Go to StrikeForceEnergy.com. They also have a subscription of the month club, which we have, and they ship everywhere in the entire world. Promo code Revolution, 20% off. All the time. And they ship everywhere in the entire world. So fucking do it right.
Do it tight.
And then, as always, when darkness falls, he doesn't catch it at night. She cries while he rides his steed. Funniest books ever written by Ross Master Antonio Orenthal, James Patterson. You can get them in hardback, paperback, and the Audible's blowing up, man. Man, the numbers are insane on that. When Darkness Falls, he doesn't catch is the highest rated book on Audible. So get it. Learn it, live it, love it. James.
Yes.
We spent New Year's Eve at home.
We did.
We have a newborn.
Yep.
And couldn't party.
Well, I do.
Well, yeah, you do, obviously.
You don't have one.
No.
You're just still living your life.
No, that's not true. Because you can't do anything, so I'm
just joking.
I'm saddled with, all right, great, then I can't do anything.
Yeah. But I think I saw a lot of people on Instagram with their kids kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah.
And those were my best memories as a kid, was just like getting to stay up late, jumping around the couch, getting crazy, waiting for the ball to drop. Like, I loved it.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what we did. And look, because traditionally you and I go out, we get babysitters and all that stuff. It's hard to get a babysitter with a newborn. And then you still got to wake up with them in the morning.
That's the real thing.
That's the real shit.
Pro tip, get one in the morning. But I'm not that.
Yeah. So we were here.
Yeah.
And we did that.
Great.
That whole thing. It was great. What wasn't great was some of the coverage of New Year's Eve.
That will depress you more than anything,
Fuck
right?
me.
That will depress you.
Because here's the thing. I am one of those people who reflects on the year and think about what all we did. And I think we talked about it. Like, I always think back on the year of like, all right, what did I accomplish? What could I accomplish, for the new year and all that stuff, right? And I watched those shows. Go ahead.
I'm just like messing with it too much. I know it's bothering people.
No, it's not at all.
Go ahead.
Because it's an audio show too, James. So
yeah, but a lot of people are watching the video. They need to know.
They need to know that you're not having a fine hair day, in your opinion.
Sorry. Go.
But I was watching those look back shows that usually start before the thing, and I didn't realize how boring 2018 was.
What?
If you take Trump out of the equation, right? News-wise, or what's perceived news-wise, nothing really. I mean, there was besides the shootings and shit. I mean, nothing crazy is like, 2016 had all those crazy celebrity deaths where it was just like, oh my God.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Like Bowie and Prince and all those guys. And every day it felt like somebody new was dying and you were like, Jesus Christ. That felt like a crazy year. Trump won the election that year. That was a crazy, like, there's a lot of crazy things. I didn't think anything that crazy when I look back on it. They were like, oh, Yodel Boy. And I was like, I love him. I love Yodel Boy. But when that's one of your top stories of the year,
there was a lot of stuff. No, I mean, it wasn't
the news didn't choose to cover it. We're like, to me, one of the biggest things of last year was Trump and Kim Jong-un.
Yes, there was that in there.
We've never ever met with North Korea in our, any president has, and that was a big deal. That got zero coverage. Anything positive Trump got zero coverage. So it was just kind of a boring year. And then you get to like the New Year's Eve bash, pouring down rain in New York City.
It just ruins everything.
So you're sitting there and you're like, all right, cool. It was kind of a boring year, news-wise or whatever, happened in the world. And then you have this pouring down rain event on New Year's Eve. And you're like, man, can anything spice this up? No, it couldn't. Seacrest, who we gave it the revolutionary figure of the day, now that he's taken over.
Yeah.
We ended up watching him because we flipped back and forth for the show, to try to see as many different people as we could. Seacrest is exactly what we said on the show. Pro. Pouring down rain, didn't give a fuck, didn't even use an umbrella.
I don't need an umbrella because that's the thing of the rain, where before, what was it? 4 degrees? What was last year? Where it was like coldest.
It was crazy. Yeah, 2 degrees.
And that's hard. It's hard to talk, right?
Yeah.
But when it's rain, it just ruins everything. You've got cameras, outfits, stage. I mean, it just ruins everything.
So it was 40 degrees, raining.
Right.
Seacrest, no umbrella, no. He was just like,
don't fix my hair anymore. I'm out.
Good.
I'm walking around. I'm doing this thing.
So that was ABC, and I thought their coverage was pretty good. I still don't understand the Jenny McCarthy thing.
We're still going with her, huh?
Yeah, I mean, and each year, her face is just frozen in time, and it's frightening. It's fucking frightening. I don't get it. So I think it's time to.
I mean, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it either.
But before, when she was doing like Singled Out and all that other shit, I got it, man. Hot Playboy model, the whole fucking thing.
Sure, but she's older. And
now, but here's the thing: you follow somebody through the years. She was off the rails about the vaccinations thing, and then
but she still looked great.
Yeah, but you were like, all right, cool. Are you gonna keep talking about the vaccinations thing? And then she just gave up on it one day. She was like, I was wrong. Sorry about that. Yeah. All right, cool. And then, you're back, but it's like, yeah, you're frozen in time now.
Yeah, and it's not
a little too much.
It's not a like Nicole Kidman, where Nicole Kidman did all of her work.
Yeah.
And let it settle.
She went away. You let it settle in. And Jenny McCarthy, you start to like, it looks like girls start to like that look. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
They start to like the frozen fake look.
Yeah.
And so they go crazier with that. Whereas Nicole Kidman, it looked like she wanted a natural aging process, right?
Yeah.
So it's just two ends of the spectrum, and one works, clearly. Yeah. And one does not. But
I know what it is, by the way.
What?
If you have a younger looking face.
Right.
You do Botox here and there. You don't do all of it all at once and try to jam it in
younger looking face, but with just the wrinkles or something.
Yeah, so take Seacrest, right?
Right.
Perfect example. I think he's probably got a little Botox in his forehead. Mm-hmm. But he's a younger looking guy.
Right.
So around the eyes, he's got some crow's feet, which everybody does. Keep a little, give back a little. So you got to keep a little, give back a little. You can't take it all away. And that's the problem.
Yes.
And that's what I think happened to Jenny McCarthy. You got to pick and choose. Now, there's just some people who just look fucking old. And that's just them. Like, I have friends that look just older, way older than their age, where you're just like,
right.
Jesus, man, sorry you lost, in the gene pool. There's nothing you can do about that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Seacrest won, and he's doing it right, where you're just like, all right, cool. I'm going to get a couple shots here and there.
Rippa.
Yes. Another one. Yep.
She got a lift a little bit. And then she kind of, she also is just she's a dainty.
Yeah, dainty.
A petite. Yeah. A Talbot's petite.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah.
And
she did it right.
But anyways, what were we saying? Yeah, so Seacrest Pro.
Great show. Awesome. Flipped over to the ultimate train. I don't think I've ever seen a New Year's Eve show that it was this bad. And it was NBC, and it was Carson Daly, Chrissy Teigen, and then Leslie Jones, the 52-year-old black lady from Saturday Night Live. In case you don't know,
people love.
I don't know. I don't think people love her. I'm in the wrong camp with you. NBC has to love her because it's Lorne Michaels. She was handpicked. But Lorne Michaels owns NBC, and that's all he does.
But anybody in Saturday Night Live that, like, if they're asked separately
who their favorite is,
who the funniest is, they all say her.
Yeah. No.
It's one of those, like, it's a comics comic or something where you don't quite get it.
I don't understand.
But privately, I guess they're really funny.
Well, there's people
when they're hanging out.
There's people who are funny in real life, but again, she doesn't play any characters. She doesn't do any accents. She doesn't do any voices. She doesn't fit.
And when the camera turns on,
yeah,
she's not funny.
Exactly.
So I'm sure in a club when she's having a conversation with you, she's probably hilarious.
Yeah, but just not on camera.
Like me. Yeah, and then I couldn't do stand up
right.
I don't feel like I could be funny for people that I don't know.
Right. And she was on there and then Chrissy Teigen. Do you want to share your thoughts about Chrissy Teigen, cuz she got buried.
She got outed.
Yeah.
She got outed. And I was telling all of you that she is a dumb idiot. And she is a narcissist, and she is ridiculous. And she's not as funny. As she gets bigger, I think people are going to start to see, because people they get blinded by beauty.
Right.
And so they could just say one thing and everyone, she's hilarious.
Yeah.
She is so funny. They get blinded because they don't expect such a beautiful, perfect person. I'm doing this to myself.
Sure.
I'm talking about me, but no, they don't expect supermodels or people that are good looking. Jennifer Lawrence, another fraud. She'll be outed soon. But where you don't expect them to be funny. That's how Jenny McCarthy used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if they're even a little bit weird,
yeah,
people just, they love it. She's just so real. And then you put her in a situation where she has to work. She has to be a host.
Yeah.
She has to show that she has other skills other than tweeting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No.
And writing down her personal chef's recipes as her own. So I think that in long form, what is the saying?
There it is. All horses must lead from the back. I have no idea.
It's better to be quiet and be thought a fool than open your mouth and remove all doubt. Right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So she got outed in little tweets, and in that singing competition, lip syncing. She's just behind the fake DJ booth, and she gives a couple
shout outs.
She's basically just laughing.
Yeah.
And then giving some intros and outros. Right.
But in a 3-hour format where you've got to host and do the whole fucking thing, boy, it was awful. And it was a train wreck. And NBC didn't even show the ball dropping. They didn't have a clock at the bottom of the screen to count down when it was midnight. So midnight just came and went.
Fault, but I don't
that's
know
not her fault.
What...
But like NBC as a whole for this whole thing.
Bombed
Chrissy Teigen, about 20 minutes before the ball dropped, talked about vaginal steaming, which I didn't even know was a thing. But there's a lot of...
It's a goop thing.
There's a lot of families watching, like you said, with kids watching. So they all wrote in and were just like, hey, man, wrong audience for this. Take it over to CNN where it's cable.
That's the other thing. Yeah. She can't,
Yeah.
She's not smart enough to switch to an NBC format. I'm surprised she didn't say fuck. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because I'm not saying I would be able to do it. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
But I'm not going to attempt.
No, yeah.
Because I would drop an F-bomb accidentally. Vaginal steaming may come out of my mouth.
Right.
But that's why I would step down from something like that.
And say, no, I'm not going to take that
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm good on Twitter. and I'm good in small doses. Know yourself. Be self-aware, right? I'm good at Google. You know, I'm very self-aware. I'm good at Google. I'm good at the internet, right? But I'm going to take myself out of a long form. Could I do Joe Rogan? Probably not.
3 hours, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I would have to be drinking as much as him, and even then, boom, I'm out after a half an hour. I wouldn't be able to take a sip until the last hour, right? Because I can't go long periods. No. So, she was outed, and I hope that I got a couple messages from people.
I had a bunch.
Yeah, that were like, oh. And one was like when she runs into the umbrella.
Yeah.
She was hugging someone.
She damn near got her eye
it was
poked out of her head.
But it's coming right. So anyway.
Yeah. The whole thing.
And they were like, she's just so clumsy, right? She's a clumsy supermodel. She's so real. She likes burgers and bacon.
Yeah.
We know you do. That was a tight dress. We know you like burgers. It's not a... That was,
I think it was the Daily Mail in the UK, which I love to read. Yeah, they were like, man, this was an embarrassment for America, is what they said. And I never laughed harder because they had the same comments as I did. They were like, look, Seacrest was a goddamn pro out there running around. And he is. How do you beat that guy? And look, Carson Daly has had that job as long as Seacrest has.
Right.
In all forms, I mean, all the way back to TRL. That show was, he's been doing long form content for a while, including Today Show? I mean, he does a bunch of shit.
Here's my little read, if I can, on Carson Daly. So something's going on. I don't know if it's at home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's his job. I don't know if he's worn out, but he's been he just hasn't.
Despondent?
Yeah, just like even when his wife was on, that kind of thing, or in the panels, he's just kind of being a dick.
Yeah.
Like he's over it, it seems like. And so today, after the debacle, he is all peppy. He is all smiles.
Really?
He's back to into it.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was
he got killed for this.
Killed, and I think maybe somebody was kind of like,
Hey, bro.
Yeah. Do you want to do this anymore? Because if you don't, we can find someone else.
Oh, you can find a lot of people.
Do you know what I mean? So I think it feels a little bit like someone had a talk with him.
Right.
And again, he does a lot of things as well, but he's no Seacrest.
No.
So he does as many things as Seacrest, and he's been in the business for as long.
Just half the personality.
And he's just been a dick. He's got anxiety problems. He's medicated, all of this. Maybe the medication's off.
Know that.
Yes. Yeah. He was very open about it.
All right.
Which I don't recommend because now you're looking for it, right?
Yeah.
Don't always be so open.
Yeah.
You know,
some skeletons need to stay in those closets.
You're a little gassy sometimes.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
Leave it. Yeah. Don't say anything else.
So that's my prediction.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
And so I think that was the end of something going on with him.
I don't know. It was strange. Very strange. But to your point of, hey, there's a lot of people out here that want that job. That's what I thought.
Me.
No, you don't want that job.
Carson Daly's?
No.
You just pop in, do the daily click?
Nope. That's you're all day long. You have no life. I can promise you. Like he's doing the Today Show, New Year's Eve shows, all that other shit. Like it's no.
I do like to stop and smell the roses and just really drink it in and be on the journey of life.
Yeah.
Which means I don't like to work that much.
Yeah. But with that being said, if there's so many other people who want that job, when Fox got into the New Year's Eve thing,
right,
last year,
okay,
I thought to myself, man, there's a lot of people out there who would love to do this and would probably be great at it. But you chose Steve Harvey. With as bad as it was last year, I was like, they won't do that again.
Did they do?
Oh, yeah.
We never popped over to that one.
Steve, I did. I popped over to it because you went to sleep. I popped over. I checked out all of them.
Okay.
Steve was underneath an umbrella that might as well have been a circus tent. You couldn't see anyone behind him he could have been anywhere in the world underneath that umbrella.
Right.
You couldn't see anything behind that guy. And he got rid of the mustache, right? So he has a beard now and it's gray.
How scary. Oh.
It's just an all gray beard. And it looks like a painted on beard. Yeah. I don't know why he decided to do it, but
bald?
Yeah, he's still bald.
And beard?
He didn't regrow hair, for Christ's sakes. Come on, Jabes.
I don't know if he's actually bald or if he just shaves it.
No, he's actually bald. And he's got a gray beard now, and it's strange. And he did the whole show from underneath this giant circus tent umbrella that, again, he could have been anywhere. You could barely even see the background that he was in New York. We were just like... Because the umbrella was over it, so it's blocking so much of the camera where you're like,
rain ruins everything.
Seacrest knew it and was just like, ditch the umbrella.
Yep.
That way everybody can see everything that's going on around me, which is important. And after that, Jenny McCarthy did that as well. She was like, oh, fuck,
bad idea.
Seacrest is a problem.
Because that weave
yeah.
That Monica up really quick.
Yeah. So I popped on over to Steve Harvey. It was weird. And you're just like, all right. But it's Fox. So you're kind of giving them a pass where you're just like,
right.
You threw up something.
Yeah, good for you. Nobody's really watching.
Nobody's watching. It was last in the ratings. And then we toddled all over to CNN.
Don Lemon's one night out.
God. CNN, Cooper.
Coop and Andy. Cohen, yeah.
Awful
God,
again.
It's that delay, though. I figured out.
But you've also got to be fast
banter,
as a comedian, where I hate Kathy Griffin more than life now.
There's one thing that she did better than anyone she's
quick-witted. She's fast.
With Coop Dog.
Yeah, and you have to
If you don't do anything else, that was the best thing that she did.
Because Cooper is used to doing news. He's not used to hosting fun events.
He is, but it's fun to make him break. So the thing with Kathy Griffin was that he was so serious, and so her whole thing the whole time was to make him laugh. That little giggle that he laughs, that is that it just takes him right out of it. He can't stop it. He wants to. And with Kathy Griffin, he was way more reserved, which was hilarious. Yeah. And now with Andy Cohen, he's trying to sort of be funny,
and also trying to shy away from being because last year he was really over the top gay, where you're just like, oh, we get it. So this year he kind of kept it more even
Did he?
I'm still a news reporter type of thing, and you're just like, all right, cool. But the delay when they're interviewing people, and then the rest of CNN's around the country. You got the one guy in New Orleans, the one, and the Florida Keys, where it's just like, why are they sending people to Florida Keys to watch there's a drag queen show down in the Florida Keys.
They drop a drag queen.
Well, a drag queen inside of a high heel. And there
was about 5 people there.
Don't understand.
Did that guy just want to go to the Keys, I guess? He's all, I'll do something from the Keys because that's where my family's going to be, right? That's what I would do.
Don Lemon was in New Orleans, and then they had somebody in Nashville. I guess there's a music note that drops.
Yes.
Because Atlanta drops a peach, and
but they did a whole show in Nashville.
The Nashville thing looked fun.
It looked super crowded. They were doing a bunch of
why not do it from there?
That's what Urban said this time. He's like, maybe you guys should think about.
Oh, Keith Urban? Yeah.
Maybe you guys should think about coming here. Yeah, super straight, loves female sex a lot. Always says female sex again, which is
Keith Urban. Nicole Kidman has just been, she's two beards. I call her two beards. She was covering up for Tom, now she's covering up for Keith. I don't know why.
Well,
she seems like a pleasant lady.
In the end, we really just want to be left alone anyways. So do your thing. We really just want to sit in bed by ourselves. No.
Sure.
And he has a drinking problem.
Yeah.
Major. So they recently almost got divorced because he went on a binge.
He fell off the wagon, huh?
So they've got, and that's anytime someone's that again, loving.
You're hiding secrets.
No, but that loving, right? Yeah. In public. I just want to thank my beautiful, gorgeous, amazing. It's like, you would never do that to me.
Yeah. No.
You'd be like, big ups, right?
Yeah.
You know who you are. You'd be like, you know who you are. I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are, baby.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm
girl.
Girl.
I might throw out a baby girl.
No. I would really know it was me.
A nice Ozark Ruthie's dad, baby girl.
You would
come
give
over
me
here, baby girl. I might do that, but that's
you would
about
give me
it.
an Affleck speech. It's really,
I would not.
It's been really hard. Super trying. I don't know if we're gonna make it, but right now we're good. Right? One of those. Marriage is hard. It's like no. That's not. But that's real.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So anytime it's like, oh, my love, them cuddling as they're talking to who were they? Andy and Cooper
and
just
Coop Dog,
cuddling.
yeah.
They couldn't.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to just talk.
Yep, just talk. And then they went in, Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman, for an awkward kiss that didn't really happen.
And it was like a cheeks, half mouth.
How do we kiss in public?
Like,
and
we were like, gosh, there is so much love there.
Yeah.
It's spilling out.
Chrissy Teigen, I couldn't be more happier for her to be exposed. I hate her whole fake shit.
Do you?
Yeah. I hate all of her fake shit.
You did before. You were like, yeah, she's kind of funny. And then she kind of went crazy, right?
Well, here's what happened. So she started, like, everybody online was like, she's the best, she's the funniest, oh my gosh, she's great. And then she started coming, you're right, she started doing more public things, and it was just like, okay, cool. Look, the thing that will always stick in my craw is when celebrities tout themselves as a #1 New York Times bestselling author when you have a ghostwriter.
You have a ghostwriter.
And I got into it with her on Twitter, and she responded, and she said, "Oh, it's so cute how you think writing is so hard that I didn't do it." And I was like, "Bitch, please, you did not fucking write this." And you're right. The recipes probably from a private chef. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Because I knew her back in the day. She dated
yeah.
one of my friends way back in the day, and it was like, dude, we were at a fucking Thai restaurant together. Like, you didn't even know what to order at the goddamn Thai place. So get the fuck off my lawn with this shit.
Sure.
And again, when you have to start doing long form stuff in front of people, that's when you can tell how funny you really are. And you're right. Short bursts on Twitter. Like, there's a lot of people who can write one-liners on Twitter who are great.
Yeah.
Try standing them up in front of an hour. Just do an hour of anything, a podcast, just try to be interesting for an hour. And then you can find out what the fuck's really going on in the world. And I think that's what happened to Chrissy Teigen. And look, NBC's been heavy on her. They did the John Legend Christmas thing with her. Now this New Year's thing with her.
Was that good?
No. Remember we tried to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this?
It was weird. She was weird.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's best in short bursts popping in at like award shows.
And again,
hey,
Twitter.
Here's the award.
Twitter.
Yeah, or Twitter. Yeah.
Love the little, I used to.
Man. But speaking of long form shows, we're going to get our dream. Kanye on Twitter said that he had a conversation with Joe Rogan and he's going to go on Joe Rogan podcast.
I am here for it.
When that happens, I can already tell you this. It is going to be the most downloaded podcast in the history of all podcasts. I think the Mark Maron Obama one was the #1 all-timer.
Was it?
I think Elon Musk on Rogan was #2. This will blow it out of the water. And especially if this goes on for, typical Rogan for 3 hours. Imagine hearing, and you get to see it. This one I will, again, because I like watching video shows, in particular Rogan. This one, I'm going to sit down and just, the kids are asleep, and just enjoy my life. Pop in an edible and just let's hang on for dear life.
Yeah, let's see where this goes. I hope he gives us Kanye.
Oh, I think he will, because his Twitter rants today have been spectacular.
Talk about being exposed. That's an interrogation.
Oh yeah,
with Rogan,
it's 3 hours.
3 hours. If it was just an hour, I don't think he would get as much out of people.
No,
as he does. It's when you get into that second, third hour, you start breaking down.
Yeah.
You forget you're on a podcast. You forget the cameras are there.
It's like a deposition in court.
Yeah. It's like a false confession.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. So that'll be amazing. I'm super fucking stoked about that to happen. Yeah, and again, like Kanye today on Twitter was like, dude, don't think that I'm not pro-Trump and I'm rooting for Trump in 2019 and all this other shit because I am like, fuck you guys. Oh. And somebody else from the New York Times came out today too. The editor of the New York Times, she was one of the first female editors ever. Mm-hmm. She quit in, I think, 2016. Okay. Came out, and she said, she was talking about the news, and she was being honest about everything. She was like, look, man, if you want to gain the public's trust back, you've got to stop with the Trump bashing and all this other shit and start reporting news again, like real news instead of opinion-based stuff. And she goes, she said the same thing. She confirmed it that I've always said of like, I think they're doing it because of how much money they're making and like news is out the window. So she confirmed it. And this is the first time somebody's ever confirmed these numbers with the New York Times. Right. So the New York Times, because they're now subscription based where it's like $1 or whatever. And, or you get to read like 10 free articles and then after that they charge you or whatever it is. She said their subscriptions, once Trump got elected and they started bashing Trump, went from 600,000 to over 2 million subscriptions. She goes, they're now, yeah. She goes, because they are failing and they're going out of business and, print media is dying. Now you have to serve who's buying your shit, like a TV show. Now you've got to serve your audience. And once you know your audience, that it's all liberal, elitist, and all of that shit, if you don't service them every single day, like a TV show or whatever else, you're gone. You're going to be out of business. Once I read those numbers and heard her speak about it, like it's entirely true. And it's everything that I've always been saying, but now it's confirmed where I think, because she said that the Washington Post is the same way. And look, I would say most newspapers, except the USA Today, is servicing an audience that is paying, and if they get away from that audience, it's over. Yeah. This, I mean, fuck me, man. Triple, almost quadruple your numbers, man, because
you can't stop bashing Trump now.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted to.
The other thing is now after she leaked this, and I've said this forever, every New York Times op-ed piece trends on Twitter in the top 10, and it's a fucking thing. Today's was Harry Reid. They have to be paying them. That's the only thing that makes sense. There's no way that trends on Twitter, an op-ed piece for any of this shit. And Harry Reid was a new one today. I think that'll get exposed this year at some point, where it's just like, all right, people are paying off Twitter to be in there. Top 20 trends or whatever. I think that's going to be the next, because look, Facebook got exposed this year. Google got exposed this year. I think Twitter will be the next one of, hey, we're controlling the news and what you see because it fits our agenda and who's paying us. Yeah. So I don't know, it's hard to believe that it has gone like that, but it has. And here we are, and we're living in it. And me personally, because I'm not even saying just the New York Times. I'm saying Fox News does it for their shit, and CNN does it for their shit. Because if you don't service that audience, you're not going to have an audience, and you're going to go out of business. Right. I don't know who you trust news wise anymore, or any of this shit. So, at least it was confirmed by someone who actually worked there today for numerous years.
And New York Times as well.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's
the editor,
like.
The editor of the New York Times. So it's not like, some low-level fucking journalist who was writing a think piece once a month. Like, no, this was the editor of the New York Times, the biggest job there is, so she knows. Crazy to read. And in the New York Times, I read about the Tiffany Haddish thing today.
What happened?
Her bombing in Miami over New Year's. She got paid a lot of money to do this New Year's gig. She's been on fire. This has been the year. 2018 was the year of Tiffany Haddish. Right. Her book was a bestseller, #1, or audiobook is #1. You name it across the board. Even her movie wise, comedically, I think that movie comedically was the highest grossing comedy of the year, Night School. Which there was only 2 comedies that came out last year, so it beat Sherlock and Watson or whatever that was, Sherlock Holmes.
So what happened? What is it?
So she got on stage, bombed miserably, and people started walking out. Some people got on there live feeds on Facebook and Twitter and just faced it to her on the stage going, this is the worst show I've ever seen in my entire life. She called the one guy out and said, hey, do you want to get up and tell jokes too? Or whatever. And some audience members said she was reading jokes off an iPad, which is a no-no these days. Like, you can't take an iPad up on
her
stage.
level?
A lot of comics have taken notebooks and things on stage and notes, and that's fine.
Right. But at her level and probably what she got paid, you're going to put a pad up there? You're not fucking workshopping stuff.
Now, to her credit, mid-set, she realized she was bombing hard, and she goes, fuck. This is going to be on like TMZ or whatever. She goes, I'm sorry. This material isn't working. I wasn't good, and I apologize. She goes, who's got a bottle of something out in the audience? Somebody had a bottle of vodka on their table. She started drinking it on stage and invited fans to drink with her or whatever. I think that was probably the best way out of that sitch.
There's no way out.
But, there's
no right way.
People had bitched and everything else. Like, look, it happens, man.
It does happen.
Everyone bombs, and there's nothing you can do about it. Some nights work. So everyone. I like, and it's an awful feeling. There is no way out of it. But to make this big of a stink about it just because you want to now, like,
no, it's because she's overexposed. So,
well, that's what I think.
Yeah. So there's a turning point, right? Amy Schumer felt it too, where people love you because you're kind of like an underdog. You came out of nowhere. We love you. And then that turning point of you're so big that people can start criticizing you because you're big enough that they don't feel like they need to champion you anymore.
Right.
You don't need us.
Right.
So now you have to work for us, right?
Yeah.
So I knew, like, whatever.
You were never a Tiffany Haddish fan. Neither was I, really.
I was never a Tiffany Haddish fan. But
I like her as an actress. I don't really enjoy her stand-up or anything else. But
no, but when you're that overexposed, you expose yourself to people criticizing you.
Yeah.
And so I think the low and slow approach, which is what I'm doing.
Yeah. You
super low and slow is the way to do it, because people will always champion you, right? You'll never be at a point where they're like, this person's too big, they can't do anything wrong, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's strange. With enough money and how much she's making right now, you almost got to do less. You got to do less, unless you're just gonna,
I know, but they can't.
Unless you're just going to stick to movies, because movies take so long to shoot and come out that it's like,
that will space it enough. But if you're going to be on every
stand up and special
every
and
Saturday Night Live and hosting and Ellen a million times and this and it's always Tiffany.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, and you see it.
Yeah.
You see it happening. Kevin Hart somehow, he's navigated it.
Yeah.
Because for a second he was, and then scandals would happen, but he made his way through them.
Yeah.
So he is an exception. He is not the rule.
No.
And especially for women.
Oh boy.
It's like Amy Schumer,
Schumer,
we
Lena
need
Dunham.
to always be championing you. If you're too big.
Right.
We don't like it.
Yeah. Which is why, like, your Instagram, you have no need to go to Instagram. You're good. If the show gets big enough, you still don't need it.
What? Because people will criticize me?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because then, Instagram, everybody expects you to be hilarious all the time, which your Instagram isn't. Like, it's just a normal person's Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think you've said that to me in the past of like, I think I should have more followers, but I only post things about,
Yeah, I don't.
You're not like I post funny, weird shit all the time.
Yeah, no.
Just because I'm weird and I like to do it.
Right. I just have a normal.
I posted two,
I don't put
gentlemen in their 80s butt fucking the other day. So.
And I get really scared of being a basic feed, so then I just don't post anything. Like I'm not doing boomerang. Yeah. I'm not doing the fucking thing of like the kids. I'm not showing the cookies that we made. I'm just I think I'm really in my head about it. As far as like, I'm not going to post weird, hilarious stuff.
Right.
And then I don't want to post dumb, basic stuff. So I think about it too much.
I think Terry Seymour, when you lost her,
It really got to me. No, I think that was an accident that she was even following me.
She follows me.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm rad.
Sure.
That's me. That's my life. That's who I
am.
Yeah. Let's get to the revolutionary figure of the day. We've just been talking forever. I don't even know how long this show has been. Let's get to the revolutionary figure of the day, shall we?
We shall.
I don't know this guy's name.
Cool.
And this is
good night.
This is the first time that I don't know their name, but I think he's a revolutionary figure because we've all wanted to do this at some point in our lives. There was a gentleman, a Taco Bell customer, who shot out at the drive-through window and then stormed into the Oklahoma City restaurants early Monday morning.
The Taco Bell restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it was in a confrontation over taco sauce because he didn't get any. He didn't get enough.
Asked for it, didn't get it.
Yep, wanted more, and he was complaining that he wasn't getting enough sauce, and he was really upset. It was about 1:30 in the morning. I want to say this. We've all been there.
Sure.
This guy finally broke, and I understand it. No one got killed. So I'm not,
Oh, yeah, cool.
Everybody's alive. He shot out the
crime.
window. Yes. When I do not get a sauce, I have thought about, man, I could shoot this whole place up right now. Like, do not fuck me with this. Because you're a saucier as well.
Yes.
And if you don't get that sauce,
the whole meal's ruined.
You might as well just crank up Welcome to the Terror Dome by Public Enemy because I am fucking raging.
Yep.
And for this guy, at 1:30 in the morning, I get it, bro.
We don't know what that day was like.
No. But you know what?
We don't know how many times he's been to that place and hasn't gotten the sauce.
Yeah.
Like Panera. Right?
Panera's your big gripe.
And everyone must have it.
Yeah.
Because I've been to a couple and they do the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you have a local Panera that you frequent, especially drive-through, and you ask for
so
anything different.
It happened to me once, right? I love sauces so much on things, different sauces everywhere we go, no matter what. So much that if I don't get the sauce, it's almost not even worth ordering.
It's not.
So Jack in the Box, hammered.
Anything's just a vehicle for me to get sauce in my face.
Jack in the Box, hammered, 2 a.m. at Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
I order, which is like a stock standard drunk go-to back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
20s.
Tacos.
Yes. 2 tacos for 99 cents. I want the sauce.
They're so disgusting.
Give me the fucking sauce.
But amazing.
And then here's where I got into this dispute with the gentleman and the manager, and this escalated.
Sure.
Quickly in a drunken state.
Right.
They have mozzarella sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Love mozzarella sticks.
Yes, you do.
They were out of marinara sauce. I do not eat mozzarella sticks without marinara sauce.
Yeah, you're not a fucking terrorist.
No. And so when I got my order, it was like, whoa. Because I wasn't driving. Somebody else was. I was fucked up. But
sure.
I said, hey, guy, chief. I might have even thrown in a chief.
Hey, pal.
Chief. Didn't get the marinara sauce for the mozzarella sticks. Oh, well, we're out. We don't have any. All right, cool. Then you can take these back because I can't eat them without. Yeah,
I'm not gonna eat fried cheese.
And I'm not driving to the grocery store.
Right.
On top of this, just to buy marinara sauce. Rock and Roll Ralph's is open 24 hours. I'm not going there to buy the marinara because you don't have it. Mm-hmm. That's an extra $4 purchase there because you got to get the fucking jar of ragu or whatever you're gonna get, obviously.
Sure.
And it was like, sorry, we can't take those off. You've got your hands on them or whatever. And I was like, no, you're going to, because this is fucking bullshit. I want to talk to your manager. And I'm like, look, I'm about 4 or 5 seconds away from throwing these back through the goddamn window.
Mm-hmm.
And, the dispute was finally settled by a manager. He knew where I was coming from on that.
Uh-huh.
And he took the mozzarella sticks off.
Right.
Was it 99 cents? Was I irrational? You bet.
Mm-hmm.
You bet I was.
Yeah.
You bet your sweet ass I was.
Sure.
But there's a lot of things in life that if you don't have sauce on them, it'll cause you to shoot up the place. So Taco Bell, get your shit together.
Yeah.
This one in Oklahoma City, like If a gentleman rolls through and wants 6 sauces, he's not using that for other things. Because let's face it, when you get those sauces at Taco Bell, those packets, you're not using those for any other food in your life other than
on any other
nothing.
Food.
They work on nothing in this life.
It goes with Taco Bell only.
Only. And it's one of those things, same with like horsey sauce at fucking Arby's. Only works on the Arby's sandwiches, does not work on any other, nothing else in life. So for this guy to be this angry and really fucking shoot up the place, know that he's not trying to dick you out of packets for other food items at his house.
Stockpile.
Yeah, he's not super poor. And it's just like, oh, hey, cool, man. No, he's using them for those tacos. And they haven't found this guy yet. Mm-hmm. I hope they don't.
Yeah. And
I hope he can continue to live the good life that he's living and fight for the people. Because this instance right here could have been prevented. So I hope they don't do anything about this guy.
Right.
So whoever this nameless, faceless person is, because we don't have any footage of him either yet. I hope you're out there living your best life and you don't get exposed for this and no charges get brought against you.
And that's our hope and wish for you.
Yeah. And that's my hope and wish for 2019.
Okay.
So
it's a noble one. We hope a gunman goes free.
Oh, this was fun today, James. I enjoyed it. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, I am Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good night, everyone.
Good night.